So, hi everybody and welcome back to the Unreal Engine 5 tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 83 and in this video we are talking again about materials, but this time we are animating the materials. And you can find this animating material, of course, in the Unreal Engine 5 documentation in animate materials, and exactly that I'm going to do in this video. Let's get started. First of all, we jump to our material folder. In my case it's here. Where is it? Here. And then we create a new material, right click, or you can just plus here, and then we'll go to the material here on top, click on it and name it M, in my case M underscore animated material. So then we can open it up and we dock it here on top, so it's easier to access. So we save this fast, and then we have our base material node here, and we need some textures like old time when we work with material, because we need textures will be our base color more or less. And let's get textures. I'm using now here just starter content textures, so I jump to the starter content. I go in starter content also to textures, and in starter content textures, I search this fire material, which you can find here, and I just drag and drop it from here in my material folder. So I undock this one, I just drag and drop there and dock it back, and now I have a textures for material. And we are almost finished. No, not quite. We need a little bit more work, but only one more node actually. And this node we search, right click here, and then we can type panner, and panner is exactly the node which will animate our texture. And the animation is done with the chords. When I click on it here on panner on the left side in details, we can see we can set the speed X and the speed Y for our chords, and we are actually only interested on these two values. And now let's connect this to the UV of our texture. UV is all time, U for horizontal and V for vertical, and U is X and V is Y on dimension, on hue space. Instead of using XY, they use UY. All right, with this knowledge we continue and connect this one to our base, and we are almost done. Now you see nothing moving, but when we change now here speed X and speed Y, let's change this to 0.1 and this one also to 0.1, and you can see our material starts to moving, and that is called animated materials. Actually that simple, and of course you can add here more things to manipulate this, but let's save this and use this, and let's see what we can do with an animated material. So in my case I just want to demonstrate it. I hope you use your creativity to make astonishing things with that. So I go fast to change the mode to modeling, and then I go to cube grid, and let's make here fast a wall. Very easy. That's why we have these modeling tools. They are very easy and fast to create something, right? Perfect for us. So I created instantly a wall, and now I'm going to my materials folder and add this material on this wall. Let's find it where my materials folder is. Yeah, here. And you can see I can drag and drop it. Of course, you can select also the wall, the static mesh, and then go to the details panel here on the right side to materials and assign it here in drop down, or just drag and drop it here. So, and you already see the wall is moving. And the question is now, was this worth it? Yeah, if you like some animated material and to have a nice creative idea how to use this in a very creative way, it is worth it. In my case, I can make from this wall, let me show you what you can make. For example, instead of wall, I make here just a lava on the ground. So now I have lava, and let's make this one a little bit longer here with the scaling tools. And yeah, something like that. And let's do, of course you have to do more things with designing and so. And you see, now I created something like lava, and to make it more realistic, you can use, of course, some modeling, some landscape tools, for example, sculpting. I go here to sculpt, and then you can make here, yes, sculpt this corners so that this one would look later more realistic. Of course, this is again a little bit of designer work if you like designing, which is really cool, relaxing. But the problem with designing is it takes much time. That's why I make it just a little bit fast as I can. Because designing is, yeah, you try to design and that takes work, time, where you can start your music and then spend some relaxing hours with designing. So you can see what I created with an animated landscape, and that was bad. Now, why is not my I have to start my player start fast. All right, they are in the middle of this one. So I switch this fast. Let me select this player starts a little bit and move them a little bit here. And yeah, now, of course, here you would go on, but you get the idea what you can make. This is just imitating lava. And if you would make here something more, you can create many things. And then you have to decide if it's worth using animated material or is it worth using animated fluid lava. So this is then your decision which you have to profile. Of course, you can make with animated things many things, and depends on your creativity. This one is just the beginning. There are absolute astonishing materials on characters as well, so they look more insane, or even this water effects and sky effects. There are many things. So with that said, or should I show you one more thing? Yes, there is one more thing, of course, I can show you fast, which is you can manipulate these nodes. And manipulating these nodes means all time adding values to this one. For example, when I have this chords here, I can drag out here a node and say, for example, chord texture chords. This node here, which is there, it says here, not this one, oops. Now I misclicked. Texture chords. Let's write chords again. Chord there. Texture coordinate, this one. And if you have this texture coordinate, for example, now let me click this, just this texture coordinate, go to the details, and you can see we have now this U tiling, V tiling, which means you can manipulate these numbers. And the way you can manipulate these numbers is all time just use this multiply or add. So you can do many, yes, connection nodes. Let's call them connection nodes. In this case, we are just multiplying, for example, this one here. And you see we have now to find here a number to multiply with this coordinates. And for example, let's use just a constant. We learned this when I press 1 and left mouse button, then we have a constant. Of course, you can find this constant here too, constant, and then you have here constant with 1 value, 2 value, 3 value, 4, and that was it, I think. And let's connect this one here as well. And let's connect this one here. So we learned also a little bit again manipulating this core, this value, and you see there is something strange happening because I have multiplied it with 0, and this is not a good thing. Let's multiply it with, just for test, with 5. Now I changed it heavily, I think. And let's change speed as well, I think. That will be cool too. But speed I change here directly. You will know how to change it. I think speed to change here is faster. Because we have already, you can use again here a variable and so on. But right now I just changed it here. And let's make this to 1. Let's make a super fast thing. And save this one. And yes, we see now, you see this lava is even faster than before. Okay, it looks a little bit too tiling should be a little bit again higher, but you get the idea, right? You can manipulate this, tweak it, tune it till you like it. And of course there are much more you can make, but the animation, I think you know how to animate materials now. And with that said, I will stop this video, and if you have any questions or any complaints, like all time, write it in the comments. And with that said, bye and good luck.